Hello everyone, welcome to another stammering vlog. So this vlog, I just wanted to take the opportunity really to discuss more in depth about the video that was released a couple of months ago now. It's okay to stammer, which I featured in. So it'll cause a lot of debate and some really good healthy debate as well. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to elaborate on it, because that phrase, it's okay to stammer, let's just explore that. Because if somebody said to me 11 years ago it's okay to stammer, well, I would have been like, well, what? How do you know? You've got no idea about what stammering does and how it affects you and everything else. So I completely get why people are saying, actually, no, it makes me feel worthless, it makes me feel rubbish. And if stammering is doing that to you, then of course it's not okay. You know, over the years of doing this, I've heard from people, somebody had to drink so much before leaving the house because of their stammer, they couldn't actually get out of the house. Is that okay? No, of course it's not. You know, people have tried to commit suicide because of their stammer, because they just couldn't face it. Is that okay? No, of course it's not. You know, the late Dominic Barker actually took his own life because of his stammer. He couldn't face another day. That's not okay. The other side of the argument is, actually, that's not okay, because that's the way society perceives people that stammer and what stammering is. So what I'm trying to say is, actually, if we can break down those barriers and break down those myths about what stammering is, then stammering becomes just a normal part of life and in society, because it's not that we're choosing to do it. It's not like we're getting up in the morning and saying, oh, actually, I quite fancy stammering today. So if we can move on and get that message out there, then for me, stammering becomes more acceptable, we become more aware of it. We are light years away from doing that, but we've got to start somewhere. We've got to start. And if stammering is making you feel like the ways that I've described, and you're not leading the life that you want because of your stammer, then that's the time then to reach out and get that support that is out there. Do your research on the BSA website and look for the therapy that suits you, and then you can go forward and try and beat those barriers down. Just wanted to use a little example of that. So just before Christmas, I was at the Aston Villa Leeds game. I wanted to go and do the fan cams on the Villa View, like I've spoken about before. Now, I knew on that day that my speech wasn't great. I was having a challenging day. I was talking to my good friend Michael, who is also a stammerer and been friends many, many years. And even with him, where my speech is normally pretty good or in control, even with him, I was blocking, and I knew, I was having a challenging day. I was tired. I'd just been to a wedding a couple of days before that, drank too much, didn't sleep. And I don't know about you, but for me, that doesn't help with my speech. So I knew, talking to him during the game, half time, etc., I knew that I was going to go and do fan cams, and I knew that I wasn't going to have anywhere near the control that I'm capable of. And I knew I was going to get into it and I was going to block, but I still wanted to go and do it. I still wanted to go out there and get it done. And I was more than comfortable with that. I was more than happy knowing, going, that however it come out, it was however it come out, and take me as I am. And that's what I did, and that's how it turns out. To be fair, it wasn't, and there was lots of blocks in the interview that came out, and actually out of that came the the comments on the video on the YouTube. Somebody said it was a Leeds fan actually came and said, "Wow, hats off to the guy with a stammer. Great respect for him," which is good. You know, that's a positive comment. But the comment that I liked more was, again, I think it was a Leeds fan coming on and saying, yes, the guy's great, etc., but he doesn't need a pat on the head for it. And it took a couple of minutes to think about that, but actually, yeah, because the fact that people are commenting on it makes it like it's something that's not ordinarily happening. So the fact that people just watch it and just think, yeah, it's a guy that stammers, so what? That's the place where we need to be. That's the place where we need to get, that actually stammering just becomes acceptable and people out there just go and put themselves forward for those things. And that's what we need to be doing. So that comment, more than any, really pleased me, because yeah, it shouldn't be any different to anybody else that was on there. It's just the fact that I was stammering in, so what? So that's what I'm trying to say about it's okay to stammer. That's the message. That's where we need to get. And if you need, but I fully appreciate, for a lot of people that stammer, it's not okay. You're not leading the lives that you may want to lead. And that's where we've got to turn that around and go and do something about it. And then as a community, get to the point where stammering is just acceptable and it's not something different. It's not seen differently. Just another way of communicating. So again, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments on that. Please, do leave your comments, etc. We're coming to the end of the year. Just wish everybody a real happy new year. If you're looking to do something different with your speech in the upcoming year, let me know what you're trying to do. Let's get a topic going, a conversation. And thanks very much for your support, who watches this stuff. If you could share it on your social media channels, I'll be ever so grateful. And look forward to catching up with you guys in 2019. Thanks again.